talking about a lot of different things, right? Mm-hmm. Does anyone remember what some of the things that Mrs. Santos has been talking about? Beatrix?
Not to be octopus.
Not be a hug.
Not to be a Hugtopus. And who can tell me about Hugtopus? Who's Hugtopus? Capri?
Octopus is Santos.
Oh yes. She's a special friend that Miss Santos has. What is something that Hugtopus does?
He has problems keeping his hands to itself.
Yeah. Hugtopus has so many arms that she has a really tough time keeping her hands to herself. I'm thinking of one word that's really important. And it's actually our value of the month. Something Hugtopus has a lot of trouble with. Anyone remember?
Control.
Oh my gosh, self-control. Hugtopus has a lot of trouble with self-control. Because she has so many arms, she likes to touch all of her friends and get in their faces. She needs to practice self-control. Who can tell me what self-control means? Do we remember?
Like not being silly and keeping your arms to yourself.
That's very important. Keeping your arms to yourself, not being silly. When's a good time to be silly?
Outside.
Antonio, outside, that's a great time to be silly.
And
When's another good time?
let me think.
At the park.
At the park, that's a
When
perfect
it's
time.
raining.
Because silly can only be fun if it's fun for
Everybody.
everyone. That's really important to remember. We should remind Hugtopus that next time she comes in to visit with us.
What is she gonna come?
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. So, self-control is when you control your body, yourself. And we have to use self-control a lot in school, don't we?
Yes.
What are some times that we have to use self-control in school? Who can remember?
When the teacher's talking.
That's very important. So when the teacher's talking or someone like me who's coming in to visit, it's really important that we listen and use self-control to keep our bodies still and our mouths quiet. When's another time we have to use self-control in school? I'm thinking of a time right now. Something that you're on.
Right now. Right now.
Right now. Crisscross applesauce is really hard to sit quietly on the carpet. That's tough. You have to really think in your head, all right, I'm going to keep my arms still. I'm going to keep my legs crossed. I'm going to keep my mouth quiet. That's tough. That's really tough. So put your hands down. I have something else to ask. What about red light, green light friends? Does anyone remember when we talked about red light, green light friends? Can anyone share with me what a red light friend is? Is a red light friend bad?
No.
A red light friend's not bad. They might do some
I
things
said no.
kind of like Hugtopus when they can't keep their arms and their bodies to themselves. But red light friends aren't bad. They can still be good people. They just might not make the best
The warning.
choices. That's good.
Good?
Who is good? Who makes good choices? What color friends?
Green light friends.
Red light friends or green light friends?
Green light friends.
Green light friends. Those are good friends that we want to sit near in school. Because they help us make good choices, right? Good. Well, I hope you all will be excellent green light friends because we are going to read a very special book today. So put your hands down. I have another question. Who in Miss Cano's class is 5 years old? Raise your hand if you're 5 years old. Wow. A lot of friends are still 5. Okay, put your hands down. Who turned 6 already? All right, so some friends turned 6. But you guys were all 5 too, so I think you'll be able to remember. All right, put your hands down. We have a special book to read today, and it is called It's Hard to Be 5. So all of my friends that are 5 years old, you'll be able to really relate to this, and my friends that are 6, you were 5 too, so you'll be able to enjoy our story. Friends that were 5 and 6. All right? So we're going to read this book, and I want you to think about, in the story, times where it might be hard to be 5
Yeah, he is.
Or times that it might be fun to be 5. And you can think in your head what you think. Is it hard to be 5 or fun to be 5?
Fun to be 5.
All right, think about it in your head while we're reading the story, okay? All right. So this story is called It's Hard to Be 5. It's hard to be 5. I'm little no more. Good days are gone. By 1, by 2, by 3, by 4.
5.
It's hard to be 5. Just yelled at my brother. My mind says do one thing and my mouth says another. It's mine. Give it. Mom. It's hard to be 5. I gotta keep going. My clothes can't keep up because my body keeps growing.
Growing.
It means like your body is getting bigger.
It's true.
Yeah, like my brother was a bigger baby when I was, and that's why.
At 5 I hear no, and I can't win. When balls bowl inside at my 10 juice box pins. I'd rather hear try it, and sure I confess.
Dang. This is a lot of stuff.
Don't say that.
And if dirt is involved, a very loud yes.
I'm getting dirty with the belly button.
I
They
know.
have their underwear on.
Some 5-year-olds like to be dirty.
It's
It's hard to be 5. Parents want you to be all
That
clean.
boy has pink.
But washing my face makes me crabby and mean.
That's just disgusting.
It's hard to be 5. All I want is to play. I'm starting at school and I don't get a say. School seems so scary and school seems so strange. I'm only 5. My whole world is going to change.
yeah.
I chopped my head off. That's
Antonio.
It's hard to be 5, wanting to hit. When Scott cuts in line and says that I did it, at 5 I do things that I don't mean to do, like when I bit Jake because he cut in line too. It's hard to be 5. It takes Superman skills. Sitting in circles, sitting so still. Crisscross applesauce on the carpet.
Yeah.
Sitting still, sitting still, still sitting, still.
He's getting bored.
He's getting bored.
Why is he holding this?
He's going to fall. Watch.
Sit still. You hear that all in school sometimes?
It's
That's
still.
why it's still.
By the exclamation point again.
That's right.
It's still.
And then there's the walking, all by myself, only picked up to reach on a very high shelf. I walk to the park, I walk to the school, I walk to the bus, I walk to the pool.
Like he's
I walk to karate with my eyes closed. I walk like a ninja chopping bad guys.
That's just out of control.
That's just how it.
Cool. Keep those things in your head. We'll talk about them at the end. So wait, it's fun to be 5. Big changes are ahead. My body's my car, and I'm licensed to steer.
Look at that. He is not big.
He is big, actually.
Little. He's a baby.
At 5, I'm a worker, a bee among bees. I build things and grow things. I say thank you and please.
That's good manners.
That's
It's very good manners to say please and thank you.
That's why I say that to Mississippi.
Please, can I have a banana? That's nice.
Some things are fun and some things are hard. I know when to walk, I know when to run. I know when to stop and I know when to go. I know when to push and I know when to tow.
When to push.
He hit the baby in his hand. Push means like push somebody. No, like push.
All right, let's have all my friends use their
He's in
self-control
jail.
to keep quiet mouths.
He's in jail.
At 5, I can lie down alone in my bed and dream
Oh,
of my
that's
past and future ahead. And when I mess up or do right, it's a start.
Oh, the
Because I
bumper.
have my own mind and I have my own heart.
It's a bunk bed.
One bed.
Yeah, because it has. It's a baby crib.
Yeah, well, it's a bunk bed.
It's a baby crib.
It's not a baby crib. 5 years
We'll have to see. It's fun to be 5. So strong and so loud. Give me 5, because I know it. I'm here and I'm proud.
He is out of control.
The
Hey, there's another picture there.
So I asked you a question before we started reading, and I wanted to know if you thought being 5 was hard or fun. So if you think being 5 is hard, I want you to stand up. If you think being 5 is hard, stand up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 friends who think being 5 is hard. All right, sit back down.
The 6.
If you think being 5 is fun, stand up. Wow. All right, sit back down.
You already folded.
So let's talk about this. A lot of friends think it's fun to be 5. What are some of the reasons that you think being fun or being 5 is fun? What are some of the reasons you think being 5 is fun, Capri?
Because you get to play.
Because you get to play. Maybe you get to do some things when you're 5 that you didn't get to do when you were maybe 3 or 4, or that a younger brother and sister can't do. What else?
You can play with your dog.
You can play with your dog. That's good.
You can play with your dog.
Maybe as you get, well, maybe some friends might have different rules at their houses. Maybe you get to do different things with your dog. Do you get to walk your dog, maybe?
Yes, I don't.
Maybe special things you get to do when you grow up a little bit older. What are some other things? Walking your cats. Those are lots of fun things to do. I like that. Do any of you get to pick your own clothes out now that you're 5? Maybe before you come to school? Some friends do. And that sounds like a fun thing to do.
I do.
What about coming to school? Does that make 5 fun or hard? Fun? Yeah, when you're 5 years old, you get to come to kindergarten.
I'm serious.
And you get to see your friends, right? So what about my friends that think being fun is hard? Why do you think being 5 is hard?
Because you can always trip.
Sometimes you trip when you have to do all that walking. That's true. What do you think, Haley? Falling down? Because you have to do a lot more things by yourself when you turn 5, right? You might have to come to school on the school bus, or leave mommy and daddy at home,
Or maybe you have to walk to school.
or maybe you have to walk to school. You never know. What do you think? You might learn to ride a bike and you might fall off your bike. That's true.
I already know how to ride no train.
So maybe some things that you get to do when you're 5 are a little bit more, I don't want to say dangerous, but you have to have a lot more control in your body to do those things. You might fall down. All right, so since we're talking about being 5, and some friends think it's fun and some friends think it's hard, I have a special page for us to do. And I want you to decide later if you like it to hang outside Mrs. Santos' office or if you want to take it home. So I want you to work really hard. We're going to ask, is it hard or fun to be 5? Because. So I want you to circle, is it hard or fun? And then tell me why. Give an example like we talked about. And then in the bottom down here, remember how we were talking about using self-control? Because you have to use a lot of self-control when you're 5, don't you? I want you to draw a picture of a time that you had to use self-control. All right? Okay, so I want everyone to stand up very, very quietly. Walk back to your seat, and I'll pass these out. We'll get started.